Welcome back to another reading from Hot Flash Divas. Today I'm excited to read chapter 23 titled Surprise! Saturday morning, Todd slunk into my house carrying a ladder. His jaw dropped when he spied his mother cleaning the windows in my living room. Hi, Mom. I didn't know you were going to be here. I'm just helping Phoenix get settled. She smiled and turned back to scrub a window. He left and returned with the toolbox. Show me where you want to hang your paintings. 30 minutes later, Todd lay scrunched on the floor, red-faced and cursing as he tried to install a puppy gate. I was in the middle of unpacking dishes when someone knocked on the door leading to the garage. I hollered, "Come in!" Todd's brother James, followed by his daughter Heather, walked into the house. "Hi, Phoenix. Where do you want it?" asked James. "Over there, in that little alcove of windows. Just move those boxes to the side." I resumed unloading my plates into the kitchen cabinets. They nodded, turned, and left the house. Todd supported himself on his elbow and gave me a questioning look. I caught Joyce looking over her shoulder with a smug smile on her face. "What are James and Heather doing here? What's going on?" Todd put down his screwdriver. Before I could answer, they returned, hauling a small wooden breakfast table. Todd struggled to his feet with a grunt. "That looks like Grandma's O'Leary's table." "Yep," James grinned. "Granny bought a new one, so she asked us to deliver her old one to Phoenix so she could use it in her new house." He appeared to be enjoying his younger brother's discomfort. Todd's eyes bulged. "You brought that all the way back from Indiana?" James nodded. "We drove up yesterday to pick it up for Phoenix." They walked back out and returned with the chairs. "Thanks for bringing it down," I told him. "You have no idea how much I appreciate it." James smiled. "You just let us know if you need anything else." Heather came over and gave me a hug goodbye. "Wait a minute, James." Todd paced the kitchen floor, running his hand through his thinning hair. "I didn't know anything about this." I shrugged. "I didn't either until this morning when your mom told me." "You're my family, not hers." Todd's face flushed red as he walked over to his brother and poked him in the chest with his index finger. "You're supposed to be on my side." James shoved away the offending finger and stepped closer. "Hey, brother, you're the one who asked for a divorce, not me," he said. I stepped between the brothers, placing a hand on each of their chests. James backed away. "Don't worry, Phoenix. I won't start a fight in your house. See y'all later. Bye, Mom." He looped an arm around Heather's shoulders and turned to leave. "I'll call Grandmother O'Leary to thank her and let her know you arrived safely." "You do that," James called over his shoulder. I exchanged a concerned glance with Joyce before I picked up my phone and walked off onto the back porch to make the call. Buffy followed, her tail twitching. When I returned, Todd and Joyce were arguing. Todd was looming over his petite mother, who looked up at him, her fists balled on her hips. "Mom, I'm your flesh and blood, not Phoenix." He threw his screwdriver into his toolbox with a clatter, picked it up, and stormed out of the house. Joyce and I stood staring at each other. "Joyce, I didn't mean to cause an argument." She ran a hand through her hair, blew out an exasperated breath. "You didn't cause the problem. That boy just needs to grow up." She picked up her bottle of window cleaner and walked toward one of the guest bedrooms. After Joyce had left, I popped a frozen dinner into the microwave and zapped it. I dined on my newest acquisition, Grandmother O'Leary's table, while I compiled a mental to-do list. Scene break. At 9 that night, the doorbell chimed. Exasperated, I strode to the door. I'd waited all afternoon for the delivery of my formal dining room table and chairs. The store told me they would be delivered sometime after 2, but this was ridiculous. I yanked open the door, ready to breathe fire and recriminations on whoever was there. A 20-something guy wearing dripping jeans, sneakers, and a hoodie stood on my doorstep, squinting at paperwork on a clipboard. "Are you Miss O'Leary?" He looked up and took a step back. I'm sorry for the late delivery, but one of our guys called in sick, so I had to deliver both trucks. Otherwise, yours would have been delayed until tomorrow." If the look on his face was any indication, he'd already survived several rounds of verbal assaults. Gripping the clipboard, he glanced from side to side like he was trying to decide which way to run. Still grasping the doorknob, I inhaled a deep breath to steady myself. "Calm down, Phoenix. It's not his fault." When I found my voice, I said, "Yes, I'm Phoenix O'Leary. Please call me Phoenix. What's your name?" "Seth?" He said it like he wasn't sure of his own name. I held the door wide. "Well, Seth, you look like you've had a bad day. Come inside. It's getting colder by the minute out there." His shoulders were hiked high like they'd been hinged from his earlobes. "Where do you want all the boxes?" "Boxes?" I took several steps toward him. He backpedaled until he stood on the sidewalk. "Yes, ma'am. All the furniture from this store is delivered in boxes." He cringed a little. "They never told me it would be in boxes. I expected the furniture to be delivered already assembled. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it." I stood glaring at Seth with both hands on my hips when the hot flash roared to life like an exploding volcano. Molten lava boiled in the area between my hips and neck and inched its way up to my face. This mess is Todd's fault. If he hadn't tripped over the testosterone edge, I wouldn't need to purchase new furniture. "Let's talk outside for a moment, please." I was only wearing a long-sleeve t-shirt and jeans when I stepped outside into the delicious sensation of 34 degrees. Seth backed up a bit to give me plenty of room. "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm new with this company and I've had this reaction all day. The salesman didn't tell anyone that the furniture came unassembled." He was still clutching his clipboard. "That's the other reason I'm running late." Feeling my temperature drop back to normal, I walked back into my house, trailed by Seth. "How many more deliveries do you have tonight?" "You're my last one." An idea blossomed in my head. "Seth, have you eaten yet?" "No, ma'am." A gurgle from his stomach confirmed the information. "Do you have a date or something tonight?" It was, after all, Saturday night, date night. "No, ma'am." He looked down and his ears turned pink. "I have a proposal for you." His eyes widened with alarm. "I'll pay you $100 if you'll help me assemble this furniture tonight. I'll even throw in a pizza. We can eat it while we work. Are you game?" I crossed my arms and smiled. His face lit up with a broad smile. "I like pepperoni on my pizza." "Great. The table and chairs go into this room." I led the way. "Stack the boxes so we have room to assemble. While you're unloading, I'll order the pizza and get some tools." We had 4 chairs assembled by the time dinner arrived. We sat at my hand-me-down breakfast table and gobbled pizza. I nibbled on my second slice of the large pie, while Seth fortified himself with the rest. After an explosive burp that shot pepperoni fumes across the table, he apologized and sprang to his feet, ready for action. I threw the cardboard box into the recycling bin in my garage and joined him. We worked until midnight. We both groaned as we hefted the heavy, solid cherry wood table from his side to rest on his 2 pedestaled feet. Seth slid underneath to unlock the top so we could slide it apart to install the 2 leaves. Once the additions were in place, he crawled back under to lock the pieces together while I wrote him a check. He was worth every penny. "Thanks." He looked at the check and smiled. "Not a great way to spend a Saturday night." He shrugged. "It turned out better than I thought it would when you first opened the door." We both laughed. I sat at my new dining table and opened my journal. I was tired, but I could feel something bubbling up inside, and I knew I needed to write it down. Pen in hand, I waited. My journal wasn't there for me to account my every event of each day. I sat in quiet repose until the words surfaced without effort. Why is everything so damn hard? One sentence, but it was a complete summation of the past 2 years of my life. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, leave comments. I enjoy them. Have a great day. Be safe and be well. And soon I hope this pandemic will be over.